140 miles per hour. Still sustained winds at 115, making Dorian a major Category 3 hurricane. Also on top of that, the wind direction has shifted from the northwest to the west-northwest. This was anticipating, meaning this was going to be the general shift that would bring it to the Florida coast. After that, we could see a northerly shift, and that's also another major change. Day 5 of the forecast keeps this around longer, keeps it stronger. Gliding up the coast will allow for some stronger threats for the Georgia coast and the South Carolina coast as well to end late next week, talking about Thursday to Friday. So far, Dorian has really ramped up the pace over the last 3 days. We were talking Tropical Storm Dorian just 3 days ago at this time. It flatlined for about a 24-hour period, about 80 to 85 miles per hour as a Category 1. Now, Category 2, Category 3 next stop by tomorrow late day is going to be a Category 4 storm. So a better look at what's happening for that track. By about Saturday afternoon, we're going to be calling this a major, devastating, and catastrophic storm as it's working its way just to the northern tier of the Bahamas. Still Category 4 just off the coast. This is 2 p.m. on Monday. Watch as it is starting to make landfall. Projected to be a Category 4 storm as it's scraping along the coast. That's going to be the big difference. This is 2 p.m. on Tuesday, so it might not be until Tuesday afternoon that this is moving through. Not necessarily slowing it down as much as before, but this is the big change. Category 2 strength, 100-mile-per-hour wind still around Jacksonville. That is a night and day difference in what we had during the last run. During the last run, it was 75-mile-per-hour sustained winds. We are now at Category 2 at that point. Also, you can see that cone now affecting a good chunk of Georgia and also the southern tip of South Carolina. So now areas along the coast need to heed the warning that late week next week, Thursday, Friday, even as early as Wednesday, you're going to start to have some of those effects. So our set range, still 3 to 5 days out. Most of Florida almost in that go range, right around Fort Pierce. But now it's most of the Florida coast because instead of moving through central Florida, kind of stalling out, it looks like it will have enough strength kind of drinking off of the Atlantic to keep it alive. So here are 3 different scenarios. For one, the current path looks like it's going to be staying on track through Sunday, but then we have these 3 ranges. Right now, the green one looks like it's going to keep this along the coast, glide along the South Carolina coast, even affecting parts of the Outer Banks. Now, how strong it's going to be at that point, we still need more time. This last scenario, less than 20%, even 5-10% that we're going to have this one. This one's going to allow for a little bit more rain of the eastern side of Charlotte. Likely that's not going to come to fruition. I think we have a pretty good bet that the models are saying a general consensus that this glides along the coast. By the way, even though we're going to have that storm right along the coast, this is the strongest part of the storm. So the strongest winds should be just off the Carolina coast if this does indeed happen. And likely that Category 2 that you saw around Jacksonville could be down to Category 1 at that point. We still need more time. But the front left part that's going to be affecting, say, South Carolina come Wednesday night into Thursday, that also causes some significant storm surge. So we're going to keep an eye on it. So here's a better look at the spaghetti plots. A much better consensus that it makes a brief landfall Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon, glides up the coast. Some of them still keeping it just off the coast of Florida, Georgia, into South Carolina. So this is the big change that we're looking at. Still keeping things on track between the global forecasting systems and the Euro as it is making its way towards Florida. But what a change this is keeping it around. So we will be keeping an eye now on Charleston, parts to around Savannah, even though it's a little bit more inland. A lot of rain's going to be produced along with this as well, seeing a range of even 4 to 7 inches for the southern parts of South Carolina, more 1 to 2 over the next 7 days for, I would say, around Masonboro to Wilmington. Outer Banks, it really starts to drop off. Less than a ½ inch to nothing in the mountains over the coming days. And any of that rain likely isn't from Dorian. That's just from a basic front that's going to be lifting its way up through the weekend, even though most of us are going to stay dry. I'm meteorologist Chris Mulkey. There's the most recent update as of 5 p.m. Thank you for watching me online, and you can also catch us on air. Myself and Brad are going to be on air on WCNC until 6:30. We'll also keep you updated every 3 hours as new reports and new information files in. Thanks a lot for watching.